Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we are in the PMDG 737-800, sat on the ground here at Warsaw Modlin as Ryanair 75 Whiskey Kilo. We'll be taking the 737-800 over to Budapest with a flight time of an hour and 10 minutes. We'll be departing on 08 here at Warsaw and we'll be arriving on 13 right down in Budapest, taking 115 passengers and 6.5 tonnes of fuel. We'll be cruising at 370. Our flight today will take us south out of Warsaw down into Hungarian airspace. Slovakian airspace, sorry, first, then into Hungarian airspace, descending just over the Slovakian border and then descending over into Budapest. Like I said, flight time of an hour and 10 minutes, so let's jump into the flight deck and get this flight on its way. So, sat here on the ground at Warsaw, we're on stand 6. We're in a sort of GPU and the aircraft switched on state. So let's jump over to the overhead, get the IRSs to nav. And we'll get the window heats on. The fuel pump on. Electric and hydraulic pumps. Get the seatbelt sign on as well. All that's okay. Get the packs into auto and leave everything else. Going to be cruising at 370 today. That looks good there. That's all set. So we'll get the traffic, we'll get the fixed wings on. And we'll just plug in 370 because we'll go straight up to cruise. There is no stop altitude at this SID, so everything's okay just to go up to 370. Lovely. So let's get the flight imported over from SimBrief. And that's loaded in nicely there. There's our weather for here and over there. It's going to be a bit bumpy going into Budapest. I've already checked the weather charts for over there. So quite a strong wind high up. So take it. 6.5 tonnes of fuel over. We'll load that in, and the payload today, zero fuel weight, is going to be 59.7, and we'll pop that in there. Lovely. Get a bit of a brightness down there so I can see the buttons. Right, so let's jump into the, just make sure that's all okay, the FMC. So pausing it, next page, left GPS, we are at I always forget the ICAO code for this. We're at Echo Papa Mike Oscar. Pop that in there and then request from SimBrief, and we'll just request the route. And that might take a little bit of time to load in, but that's okay. So the departure today is going to be a bit funny. We are departing on 08 on the Aviation-3 Charlie. It's a bit strange. It takes us like sort of left from the airport and then we have to circle around something. I don't know what's at the end of the runway for us to circle around it. I'm not very familiar with this airport, but it might be to avoid a town or something that's there. But I'll pull that in. So there you go. We're at Ryanair 75 Whiskey Kilo from Echo Papa Mike Oscar to Lima Hotel Bravo Papa. We're departing on runway 08. Our departure is number 8 on the Aviation-3 Charlie, which is there. And then our legs look okay, and our arrival is on the ILS 13 right. It's set on the charts. It's not on the charts, on SimBrief. They've given us 31 right, but at the moment in the real world they're landing on 13 right and departing on 13 left. So I'm just going to change that and see if it gives us an updated SID or star, sorry. So I want that to be okay. So just reloading the SimBrief flight plan. So yeah, 13 right. So there's no extra fuel needed. And it's about the same arrival actually, that's okay. So 13 right on the Edem Mike 2 Tango, that one there, and that's via Cat 2, and that's all okay there. So let's get into the plan mode and have a look through this. So left hand turn after departure, that's all fine. Go down into the arrival, and then and then it is vectors, but what I'll do is I'll just cut the corner like that, and there you go. So it will just give us continuous descent onto arrival. We're not on VATSIM, so we can just cut the corner there, no problem. So get the APU on, and the yaw damper can come on now. We'll go init reference, routes, performance, 0 fuel weights plugged in. We're going to cost index of 3, no, reserves of 3, cost index of 6, sorry, 370 is our cruise altitude, and the cruise winds are going to be 210 at 37, and we'll insert that N1 limits. So we'll jump over into the EFB flight bag, 08, insert, and there's our performance. So full takeoff, 48 degrees selected temperature, flat 5, trim are 5.52, so we'll call it 5.5, 146 in the MCP panel. We're going to get the trim set up as well. Right, so that's all us set up really for the flight. We just need to wait for the IRSs to align. Then we'll clear all the ground services. This scenery in front of you is by Drzecki Designs. As you can see, it's very nice. It's really good on frames as well. It's got all interior modelling, and the airport's doing quite nicely. It does come with a GSX profile as standard, so that's quite nice if you use GSX. I don't use GSX, just for the simple fact it's broken on my computer. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave you, and I'll jump back into the sim when we are ready for push and start. Hello and welcome back to the sim. All the ground services is now disconnected, and that beautiful sunrise in the background. We're going to push back runway 08, so we're going to push back tail right nose left, and push back into the only taxiway here. It's a very small airport,
Cockpit to
Warsaw
ground.
Modlin, and
This
we'll
is
press
ground.
that.
Stand by. Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
So we'll release
Parking
the
brakes are
light
released.
now and get started.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
It's ready now. And we'll start by getting engine number 2 to ground, and we'll wait for 25%. And then we'll throw the fuel in. And there goes the fuel. And it looks like we're having a good engine start on engine number 2. And we'll go and set the parking brake shortly.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your
And
parking
engine
brake.
number 1 can start.
Parking
now.
brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
And that's engine number 1 starting nicely now, so we'll get the buses on and the APU off. Start switch is continuous. Prep heat on, get the packs on now as well. And we'll go flaps down to 5. And we'll clear that as well. Lovely. Right, we'll wait for the flaps to fully extend and then we'll do our flight control check. So full right, full left, full forward, full back. Now for the rudders, full left and full right. All flight controls are free and correct. So what we'll do now is release the parking brake, add a bit of thrust, and it's a very simple taxi down to the end of the runway. So I just put the taxi out down to the runway, because it's just a straight line from the taxi point. The departure today is going to be a bit strange, as you can see on the ND when we take off. So a left-hand turn after departure, and then we sort of follow it round the block. I'm assuming it's because there's a town or something on the end of the runway, but normal standard SOPs will depart. 1,000 feet HL will bug up. And 40%. Toga. Speed alive. Maintaining centre line. Let's go flying.
Rotate.
Rotate. Pull through the dead band. Keep it coming. And up we go.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. and ignoring the flight director bar, it always commands a higher pitch. So just keep it trimmed out there nicely. We'll bug up to 220 knots. I'm going to go flaps position 1. And I'm not trimming the aeroplane, that's the auto trim, and that's not correct. In 737 it wouldn't do that. Don't know why it auto trims. And we're coming up to the up speed. Still hand flying, flaps clean. Well, command A, let the autopilot do it. As the flaps comes up. Polish countryside, all looks nice down there. So get the gear up and off, start switches 2 off, and the taxi lights off as well. I will set standard. And VNAV, and let the aeroplane do what it wants to. And the cabin crew can be released. Right, leaving the airspace now, still over the countryside. I believe that's the town we've had to avoid, or is it past the... There's not much to do now until we get to Budapest. So what I'll do is I'll leave you with some climb and cruise highlights, and I'll see you in about 45 minutes when we're descending into Budapest. So welcome back to the flight deck. We're descending now. Just going into our Q&H. The arrival today. Q&H is 100. On the weather down there. It's a bit windy. I'm just checking my app. Yes, it's going to be a bit blustery all the way down there. On sort of the final leg of the approach. There's nothing we can't handle. We're going to go for order break 3, flaps 30, the usual Ryanair config for landing. And still arriving on 1-3 right. Flight was uneventful, it was really short, as you can see by the time I've been in the air, 56 minutes. So the aeroplane's handling the descent quite well. Go through 10,000 feet. Got a speed change coming up in a second. It'll probably, I think it's 220. And like when we took off, we've deleted the restriction, the vector. So we're just going to follow the arrival round and go straight in. Like I say, we're not on VATSIM, so there's no need to worry about traffic or anything. I don't know who this scenery's by, but it's the Payware one. But it is really nice. It's really good on performance as well. You get the landing lights on. About to start that right turn shortly. Don't need to do anything to the aeroplane. Keep it all in the correct modes. Just make sure it follows the restrictions correctly. Might need to add a bit of speed brake in a minute. I think it's going to take us a bit low anyway, so. And there is the right turn. So on our downwind now. And it's descending us quite nicely now. Lovely bit of countryside out there. I think we're going to go straight over the city centre as well. So an hour in the air now, we need, was it 1 hour 15 our block time is, or 1 hour 14, sorry. So I think we should be down well on time. Bit of a taxi though, today we're taxiing off this runway, we're trying to take the nearest exit on the left. Then we have to taxi around the whole airport to where this plane parked yesterday. which is by where the by where the Wizz Air and Ryanair's park. It's like a cattle pen. I watched a video on it the other day and it's quite funny that it's like an outside bit of the terminal. So you queue up through passport control and you queue up in like a big cattle pen. It's like a shed that leads out onto like the bits where Ryanair and Wizz Air park. That's where we'll be going. So that's our final approach speed. And that's all plugged in. The ILS courses are tuned as well. And if I remember correctly from the charts, this doesn't have D&D. It's not going to give us any distance guidance. That's why I've put fixed wings in. And we'll drop the gear about 5-6 miles. Get configured. There's the altitude horn, 1,000 feet away. Now turn to final. So we'll go down to 4,000 there, just so the aeroplane keeps descending. So we'll extend flat 1. And the aeroplane's handling that quite nicely. We'll keep it at 210. And we'll go vertical speed now. Slow that descent rate. As the ILS is there. We'll go down to 1,000 feet. And 3,000 feet so we don't level off. There's our turn to final. And we'll go 190 knots. Slow our descent rate down. And we'll go approach arm. Glide slope capture, low glide capture. Perfect. So we'll go back up to 5,000 feet, which is our go around altitude for today. And flaps 5. And we've got 180 knots plugged in, and there is the city of Budapest right in front of us. Beautiful. Match up the headings, 128, 128. The speed is staying at 190-ish, which is where I'd expect it to be. Flat 5 with a 3-degree ILS, you'll hold the speed that you're at, which is fine. Beautiful, look at all that scenery down there, that looks really nice. Never flown into Budapest in the sim. It's quite nice. First time showing off these sceneries as well. First time we've flown into Warsaw, I think. Or flown out Warsaw Modlin, sorry, which was quite cool. Right, we'll think about dropping the gear shortly. 2500 call out. might have to go flat 10 as well, just because that speed's not coming down. Yeah, so we'll go flat 10 and pump flat 10 speed. There's flat 10 coming out nicely. And we'll drop the gear down. Taxi light on, start switch is continuous, cabin crew have been advised to sit down. Flaps can go to 15, speed brake on, green light, waiting on the landing flaps. 151 is going to be our final brake speed. And the white bars come in alive, and we'll go full flaps. We'll hold the speed about 152, lovely, 151, sorry. Let the aeroplane figure itself out, and then we'll disconnect shortly. Pretty standard ILS arrival. Nice views though. Right, let's think about disconnecting now. The views for a couple more seconds. Just waiting to see that the touchdown zone a bit better. It's just about to see it now. So autopilot off, auto throttle off my aeroplane, and it is a bit blowy. It's snapping me all around the place. You can see that sort of yaw. It's doing that thing. It's moving the wind round. So we've got like sort of crosswind, quarter and tailwind really. Keep it on glide.
100. Minimums.
Continue.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Hold it there. And down we are. Speed brakes up, reverse green decel. Missed those exits, that's fine. And we've missed the high speed as well, or right, so close the levers, reverse come back in, and we'll roll to the end manual braking. And welcome down to Budapest. Flight time of an hour and 10 minutes, we're 5 minutes early, that's good. Watch brake come off now. Yeah, that's really blowy actually. More than I thought. We're down anyway. PMDG handled quite nicely then actually. Usually in those winds it gets a bit squirrely, but that was quite nice. And we'll make our left hand turn here. APU can come on, taxi lights can come off, start switches can come off, and we'll clean up the aeroplane. And we're going to taxi straight all the way to the other runway, and then we're going to park in the, like I said, the bit where Ryanair was air park. So, that was quite a nice flight. We're looking forward to doing that in the Max when it comes out soon, the iFly one. I think they're releasing the 800 version for 737 MAX 8, and then I think they're releasing, after they've said, the 8200, which is what Ryanair uses. So I'll be able to use that soon. But I do like the engine, it's really nice to fly. brilliant at that. Lovely. Like I said, this scenery, I don't know who it's by, but it's on the not flightsim.to website, it's on the Microsoft Flight Simulator store page, I believe. And we're going to go Bravo 4 November, Alpha 6, then in stand. Now we got the APU on the bus. So it'll be the next right and then in stand. It's actually not as far as I thought. I thought this airport was a lot bigger. So we'll take this left, and then this is the shed that I was on about. Right in front. And we can take any stand here on the right hand side. So carry on for a bit longer. We get the APUs on the bus already. We'll take whatever this stand is here. Turn it in. And we'll go right to the end, and we'll call it a day. Right there, perfect. So centre parking brake, engine 1 and 2 can come off, and we'll get the aeroplane cleaned up. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, a little short Ryanair operations from Warsaw to Budapest. I'm looking forward to the iFly soon. I think that's probably going to be the next video. Hopefully it should be released sometime this week if all things go to plan. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video.